What's going on, everyone? Juicebacks here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders 2 and another hero spotlight. Now, I just did that crowd control Abyss Lord, and that build is still very effective. However, with recent changes in the last patch, the Abyss Lord has some more opportunities opened up for him. So I thought I should go ahead and head to the source and talk to the biggest Abyss Lord fan I know and see exactly how he likes to build it. And this is the Partekian Abyss Lord, as it is 100% Partek approved, and it is the build he uses. Now, I did have to make a couple of changes to the build just based off of the gear that I have. Of course, I haven't farmed a really nice Abyss Lord set, and I have limitations on the weapons, so I did have to tweak it a little bit. However, I will give you the full enchilada of what Partek likes to see. Now, first off, we're making a switch. We are still going to be using the Knights of the Abyss. However, the Abyss Stones are a thing, as the DPS that they can put out is just amazing. At 50 DU each, without any sort of shardage, you can pop down 8 of these guys before they're done. And just the raw power of the stones themselves are absolutely huge, and they do stack directly on top of each other. So if we go ahead and just pop down, say, 5, and Dragolich that bad boy, we're going to see some numbers up there into the 5 million, 6 million. I've even seen as high as like 15 million with crits. Now, of course, you can pop 8 of those guys down, and that was just 5 of them. So absolutely insanely effective. Now, one of the Partek combos that he suggests are 3 stones, and then switch to your number 2 and get the Knights out there in action to stun everything up. And that keeps everything in place very nicely for your stones to just wreck it up. So 3 stones, and then switch to the number 2 and start stunning the lane down. That's going to keep everything just parked right there where you want it. Now let's take a look at the gear. First off, this is an ability power hero crit build, and hero health is necessary since we're talking about an endgame build in Chaos 7. So every piece of gear, you want to make sure you have ability power, hero crit, and hero health all the way across the board. Now, a bonus here, which I do not have, and one of the things I had to change, is if you have a Dragolich with storm damage. Now, you're going to want to run with a Drago. Dragolich, of course, is the pet that can be purchased from the Treasure Pirate for 7,500 Defender medals right over here, and it is really a must-have addition for absolutely any DPS set that you have. So if you do have a storm damage Drago, which mine is just regular physical damage, then you're going to want to switch your weapon. As you see, I'm using the Demon Sith, which does lock out 1 shard space. Now, if that was a storm damage Drago, I would use just a standard tome that drops from any Chaos map. And that's going to allow you to put 3 shards in. The 3 shards you're going to want to use are Life Leech, Flaming Knight, and then if you do have that storm damage Drago, go ahead and go with Drenching Strikes, and that's going to allow you to set up the Electrocute combo just between you and your pet and get a little bit of extra free CC in the lane. Now, moving on to the head, you're going to want to go Power of Storms, Abyss Knight's Bargain, and Mana Capacitor. In the chest, you want Bulwark, Darkest Siphon, and Abyssal Mandate. In the gloves, you're going to want to go with Power of the Night, Critical Strike, and Mana Leech. And in the boots, Speed Boost, Shattering Stones, and Fountain of Speed. Now, in addition to this, you can swap that Shattering Stones out for Abyss Stone Attunement, as that is a powerful combination, and it lowers the mana cost of your Abyss Stones by, I believe it's 15%, so that's definitely a nice shard to put in there. I personally am rolling with Shattering Stones. Partek says he actually prefers Abyss Stone Attunement, however Shattering Stones is a nice one to use. Now, when setting up the Ascension for your Abyss Lord, first off we'll start in the utility category as always. This is a straight up DPS hero. First things first, hero crit chance is a must-have. Then you're going to want to move up to ability mana. I always go into movement speed next, just for the quality of life. And then any points you have left over, go right into hero crit damage. Now on the offense side, the first thing you're going to want to start putting into is Abyss Stone damage, as we are going to be getting all of our damage from this build from the Abyss Stones. So make sure you're jacking that up really quick. Now after you get the Abyss Stone damage, you're going to want to go ahead and drop down to Abyss Knight Radius, and then finally up to Abyss Knight damage once your Ascension is high enough. The things that you can put lower on the priority totem pole is the Abyss Fountain Heal, which is indeed nice, don't get me wrong. However, that should be placed after you really get some points into Abyss Knight Radius and then Abyss Knight damage. And then Hero Health is always very important. The least important stat in this build is Hero Damage, so you don't have to focus on Hero Damage with your Ascension or any of your gear. Now, another important note that you don't want to leave out is the right click. Now, we're going to be using either the Demon Sith or just a standard tome that drops from any Chaos tier, and with both of those, the right click ability, which we are going to be using to kill rollers, also goes through terrain. So if we look at that target dummy straight down, actually let's hit this one that's directly below us here, and we can just shoot right through the floor and nail that guy. Now that works with all types of terrain. I probably can't hit it over here, my aim is not good enough. Let's see. Nope, I'm missing. Anyway, you guys get the point. The right click does indeed go through the terrain, and that is just a huge benefit on your Abyss Lord. So hopefully you enjoy the spotlight. Like I said, there's no greater fan of the Abyss Lord that I know of than Partek, so that's probably the best place to get the information from, and this is without a doubt the Partekian Abyss Lord. So thank you once again, click that like button and please subscribe to the channel, and I will be back soon with some more Dungeon Defenders 2. We'll see ya.